Let's continue with this story. We know that the ANC will also tell us about its reaction to this particular tender bid. Let's go live to our reporter Govan Whittles, who is standing by, who was actually still with Action SA. Govan, we lost connection at some point, but we heard most of what at least Bongani and Michael had to say. What is the way forward according to them? They were just talking about what they think happened, but what are they saying they're going to do from now on?
Thanks, Maseko. Well, yes, there are a few concrete steps that have been announced by Action SA at this press briefing. The first is that they intend to report the conduct of the mayor to the public protector as well as the National Treasury and the South African Police Service. But then, interestingly, they also asking the Tshwane Council to adopt a resolution for a forensic investigation into the mayor's conduct as well as his chief of staff's conduct relating to this power procurement attempt. Essentially, they say this was a 26 billion rand contract for which the service was offered to the city through the mayor. The mayor then allegedly instructed, or they have him on tape, saying that the city should procure these services through an unsolicited bid. And the Action SA caucus saying that this is highly irregular, it flies in the face of the Municipal Finance Management Act, and also betrays the trust of the coalition. They've lodged formal disputes to this. Let's talk about this more with the National Chairperson of Action SA, Michael Beaumont. Michael, thank you so much for your time. So you're reporting the mayor to the National Treasury, to the Public Protector, also to the SAPS, and you want a resolution in Council for a forensic investigation. Before we get to those implications, it does seem like this poses a serious threat to the coalition, or is this just an individual problem?
You know, I think this is something the coalition is going to have to deal with. But the coalition agreement, which every political party has signed up and agreed to, commits us all to investigate wrongdoing and to do what is right by way of the law and by way of the residents of this municipality. So I'm quite confident that when we talk about investigations, and we appreciate that investigations about finding out the truth, that political parties in the multi-party coalition would be committed to such a process.
You've asked for this forensic investigation, and if it goes ahead, then some of the MMCs who are members of Action SA would have to testify against Randall Wiliams, who is their boss, but it's not clear whether it will happen. If you're not able to get these investigations, will the MMCs of Action SA resign from the mayoral council?
I think if it came to that, we certainly would, and we have to appreciate that Action SA is not in government so that we can have positions. We're in government to serve people. And if we feel that we cannot do that, we would have to consider those kind of steps. But I think, Govan, it's a bit premature to start taking those steps. We are a partner to this coalition agreement. We want to work with our coalition partners in addressing this problem. And we are committed to making sure we find a multi-party solution that ensures the sustainability of this multi-party government.
You've asked for an urgent meeting of the Oversight Committee of the National Coalition. This is kind of like the ANC's Integrity Commission. It's set up to deal with problems that emerge between coalition partners. But this issue of Randall Wiliams seems to be a very big test. It's dealt with other matters in the past. But do you think this will be the litmus test for that committee?
Firstly, I don't think it's anything like the ANC's Integrity Commission. I think that has a whole different set of problems that it faces. But yes, I mean, this is the body of leaders. It's the most senior body in the multi-party coalition, and it is designed to address problems that get to this kind of level and ensure that they can be addressed through solutions that put the residents of these municipalities first and ensure that these coalitions survive.
You've asked for an urgent meeting. How soon do you want this addressed, or before when do you want it addressed?
Well, we wanted this addressed before this went to the Municipal Council on Tuesday, and the fact that it hasn't been addressed is quite disappointing, particularly because this is a time of uncertainty, and uncertainty in coalition governments does not lend confidence to this project. But what we are saying to our multi-party coalition partners is we are available night and day, and we will sit with our partners to work to resolve this problem.
All right, so as soon as possible. That's Michael Beaumont, the National Chairperson of Action SA. Maseko, another controversial element here is that Randall Wiliams is accused of meeting with the ANC and the EFF to solicit their support for this proposal on the eve of that special council meeting, which of course also violates some of the provisions of the coalition agreement. Action SA say they have it on good authority that meeting happened in the mayor's office. And we're off to the ANC at Tshwane House, where at 1 o'clock we'll pose that question to them as they give their side of the story on this controversial proposal and its fallout in the coalition and the City of Tshwane. It's back to you for now.
All right, Govan. So we'll catch up with you a little later on. Govan Whittles live for us in the City of Tshwane.